mentioned earlier, essentially for any of the key terms that Kevin wanted to get noticed for, he now ranks, and Kevin is typically generating 1 to 2 very highly congruent leads for his business every single day on autopilot without any work from the initial sessions that we did in terms of looking at what he wanted to become known for or appear for, and then getting his website optimized. This is another example of Access Roofing. Again, when they came to us, they were all over the show when you looked at their website, their messaging. So we got them super dialed into about what did they want to specialize in, and it was specific types of roofing within a specific area. And again, within a couple of months, we got them ranked on the first page of Google, and they come up 3 times on the first page of Google for free. And competitors are paying thousands of dollars every day to actually compete with that, because this is organic. They're bringing those leads in for free, literally on autopilot, as we say. I mean, what would it do for your business if you were getting a steady supply of free leads and tenders every day from the biggest search engine on the planet? Because not only is it a lead, it's a highly congruent lead, because somebody doesn't put in, how to find a, plumber in Gauteng and suddenly find themselves on a legal site. If they search, how to do construction delay analysis, or, how to find a construction claim consultant or a conveyancing a specialist, when you come up number 1 on Google and they click on that, and then when they land on a page or a website that's congruent with that, when they pick up the phone or fill out a form or reach out to you, that is a highly congruent, highly accurate lead for your business. So that's the first shift, is looking at how do you become a specialist and utilize Google to get known and generate leads. And we've got loads of other tactics within Construction Profit System. That's a key one. Second is, if you don't see yourself as the CEO of sales, you got to make peace with continued low margins in your business and low conversions. Because the second shift is to master sales. And I'm not talking about that sleazy car salesperson. I'm talking about understanding how do you get to a point where your offering makes strategic sense to your client. And it's so simple that it's almost unbelievable. Because to increase your tender conversion rates, or your big conversion rates, all you've got to do is follow 4 simple steps. So the key thing about this is 99% of your competitors are not doing this, and I've made that percentage up, but it's just to make a point that we never see ourselves in sales. We see ourselves as a lawyer or as a construction contractor or a cost consultant, when in reality, when we engage with a client, they're not interested in your service per se. They're interested in what your service can do for them. So understanding what are proven sales strategies in other industries and mastering them can have a profound impact in your conversion rate, which is the second lever of profit in Construction Profit System. The fundamental point of this is people buy from people that they like. And it blows my mind how shitty the experience is between most potential customers and contractors or consultants that they're engaging with. They don't make the effort. So the first point is to build a relationship and trust with a prospect. So there's a specific process I go through, which is the 4 steps I'm about to show you. So if you're about to meet someone from the first time, find out some information about them. What are their business interests? What are their personal interests? What do they want, or what are they looking to achieve with their business? If you can find something like that out, and also find out some stuff. Where do they go to college? How can you develop or build a fundamental relationship with them? Take time to find a little bit about that person and engage with them, and don't just talk and tell them all of the things that you can do. Listen to them and what they want and where they're from. Second is to establish credibility. Show that you are the specialist, that first shift that I've been talking about. Because when you come to someone who wants to construct a hotel, they're not interested in the fact that you've done dams or bridges or rivers, or if you've got someone who's got a problem with, critical path delay analysis, right? They don't give a shit about all of the other services that you can provide. That is what they're interested in. So you've got to come with material, testimonials, past studies or white papers that demonstrate that you are the answer to their problems because you've solved this problem over and over again. Then you go a level deeper, right? So someone that wants construction delay analysis, why do they want it? What is the situation that they found themselves in? What are their concerns? What is keeping them awake at night? What is their objective? So just simply ask a lot of open questions like, what do you want to achieve with this claim? Is it just for a commercial settlement? Are you looking to go to the High Court? What? The more that you can understand what their key drivers are, the more that you can personalize your proposal so that you're going to differentiate yourself. You're going to have a true value proposition. So if you're a contractor, it's not going to be about price, quality, and time. It's going to be about what you know matters to the client. Because if you can focus in on what matters to them, you're talking to them and their concerns directly. And then you can do what I call touching their hot buttons. So inevitably, when you have that follow-up meeting, having put in your bid proposal, your tender, you take time to articulate the key things that they themselves have told you are concerns to them. So I'm going to give you a very quick example. I led a team that did a tender for Majid Al Futtaim in Dubai, or Abu Dhabi, for the Vox Cinema. And it was a $4.5 million refurbishment of a mega cinema complex. We took time to go and meet the consulting team, and we asked very, very specific questions like, what are your key objectives for this? What are your key concerns? And as an example, Jonathan Taff, who was the project manager, one of his key concerns was the James Bond worldwide premiere was taking place at the end of the construction period in this, and he was going to get not just fired but put in jail if this thing didn't finish on time. So then we dug into that deeper. What are your concerns that could stop this finishing on time? And he had a number of concerns, but one of them was getting the municipal approvals for the development, getting the MAL approvals for the development, the long lead-in time on certain items. He just told us what his innermost fears were. What we did is we then took that information, we went back and we built a specific proposal about how we were going to manage and mitigate those things. And we didn't say that these are your fears. We just basically said that these were the critical drivers of success to completion on time. And we completely differentiated our bid, and they ended up negotiating this project with us, even though we were significantly higher than the lowest contractor. So you've got to look at how do you master sales to increase your conversions. So you build relationships and trust. You establish credibility. You establish yourself as that specialist. You ask client-specific questions and you touch their hot buttons and you build what I call a specific value proposition. The final shift is you will never get rich charging low prices. You've got to have a strategy of how do you move your way from charging low prices? How do you go from low margins to charging premium prices? So the difference is low price services, often perceived as not that good. It often attracts bad clients and you undervalue yourself. Whereas if you can move to a high price service, which I'm going to show you how to, you're perceived as better. You attract really good clients who truly appreciate the service that you provide for them, and you can actually charge what you're worth. Because remember, the general practitioner versus the specialist. People don't complain about paying a cardiovascular specialist $300 an hour because they know that that's what it's worth and they want the best. So you've got to put yourself in that position. Because if you want to attract the best clients and charge premium prices, you need to be the best at your area of mastery and have everything in your business reflect that. Your marketing, your sales, your service, frankly, has got to be up there. So this is an example of Mythen Construction, a company that I implemented construction profit system in. And we were stuck in a really low margin environment when we started working together, and we had to change it. So first thing is we reposition themselves as a fit out specialist, because fit out is a higher margin business and we targeted it. So we went through a couple of distinct steps. We rebuilt their website to a specialist website. We applied the first shift and got ranked on the first page of Google within a very short space of time for fit out commercial contractors. Then what we did is we registered some of the tactics I teach in construction profit system, other ways of generating leads. We registered with tender alert services, and there's numerous of these around the globe that give you an alert every time a project that meets your criteria comes to the market. We put all of these into a CRM, and then what we did is we saw and sent each opportunity a really high quality sector specific brochure. So this is an example of our hotel and leisure brochures that we did, really high quality stuff because we knew that that's what the client was interested in. We then followed up with a sales meeting, which was the second lever of construction profit system. We built that relationship. We established the credibility. We asked the specific questions and we built a specific value proposition. Because Mythens were now positioned as specialists, we were able to charge much higher, unbelievably higher prices. So remember the formula: more tenders by increased tender conversion by higher margins and massively increased profits. So these were the actual stats. Before applying construction profit system, we were doing about 40 bids a year, average of $1 million value with a 10% close rate, really lousy, and a 2% margin. So looking at schools and really low margin projects. After applying construction profit system, we did no more bids. So as I mentioned earlier, it's not like you're going to have to do all of this additional work bidding. Your closing rate is going to be so much higher because you're going to go back with specific proposals that really meet their clients' requirements. So we had a 28% close rate on average, and our margins shot up from 2% to 15%. And it meant that profits in Mydance grew from 80,000 to 1.68 million within 18 months. And here's an actual extract from the irishtimes.com, where it says, established in 1994, Mydance Construction, which is responsible for Millennium Park and Naas, also enjoyed strong growth as it grew revenues by 54% to 29 million in the year to May 2015, and profits up to 1.6 from 20,000 previously, an 8,000% increase. And I explained this earlier, that you can see these types of increases in profits because it's the old way versus the new way. You're invisible on Google. You're seen as a general practitioner, hope and pray marketing, lots of bidding, low conversion rates. Clients are focused only on price, and you're operating in a low margin environment. To the new way, like Mydance, ranked number 1 in Google, seen as a specialist, devastatingly effective marketing, really high closing rates, clients coming to negotiate work with you, higher margins, and exponentially more profits. Because your business is a mirror. It doesn't matter how good your marketing or sales becomes. There's no escaping cause and effect. If you want to attract decisive premium clients, then you need to be decisive. You need to pick the areas that you're going to specialize in, and you need to attract clients who are willing to pay a premium price with you, and you have to do the same yourself. So you've simply got a choice at this stage. You can either continue doing what you're doing, or you can look at the compounding effect of construction profit system in your business, of becoming a specialist and using Google effectively, mastering sales to increase your conversions, and moving from low margin to premium prices. And what would the impact on that be on your business? So how do you do this? Well, obviously I'm here to pitch the mentoring that I provide, because everyone should have a mentor. Mentoring brings two things: new ideas and accountability. You know, as Tony Robbins said, if you want to be successful at something, find someone who's already had that success and model what they do. Because I'm sure there's new ideas in your head right now having watched this presentation. So would you like to be my next success story? You know, the exact process that's created a $300 million housing business, Housing Africa Corporation, from scratch in 2017, despite never having traded before, who's helped Kevin Cooney, Access Roofing, David Drivers, AEM, you know, all of these different businesses get ranked on the first page of Google and develop free leads 24/7, that helped Mydance Construction grow their profits by 8,000% in 18 months. And it's not for everyone, I promise you. It's not a quick get rich quick system. You do have to do some work. So don't apply if you're not committed to providing a good service, because really I only want to work with people that are committed to becoming a specialist at the top in their field and providing an awesome service to their clients. If you're not prepared to put in some work to succeed, it will not work. It's not something that it's an auto plug. You have to follow a process, and you've got to do a little bit of work, but the rewards are worth the effort. If you're a skeptic, if you're not coachable, if you're not open to new ideas, if you're not open to implementing new strategies and tactics, because those are what I'll teach, but I'm teaching strategies and tactics that have been proven to be successful. If you're not an action taker, I don't want people that are going to come on the call with me once a week and tell me why they haven't implemented what I've thought in their business, because ultimately you've got to do some work. So if that's interesting, I just did this presentation. It's slightly sales pitchy. I really I'm passionate about it, as you probably imagined, and my mission is to help hundreds of business owners and consultants over the next 2 to 3 years achieve phenomenal success in their business. It's a 9-module, 9-week program where, if you're interested, reach out to me. What we do is we take you through 2 training modules a week. One of the modules is all about teaching, and the other module is all about looking at your specific business and how the 3 levers of construction profit system, generating more leads, converting more of what you bid into work, and raising your margins, how we apply that into your specific business.